Hey, welcome everyone. It's Friday. Thought we'd do something just super practical today, and do some breathing together. I am in clinic, sort of moving pretty fast. I've been moving pretty fast already this morning, and yeah, could use just a few minutes of the parasympathetic regulation. Um, so the inspirational quote for today is Marcus Aurelius, arguably once the most powerful human being on planet Earth back in at the I think he was alive at around like 30 AD, and he was a very interesting human being, had lots of wisdom. He's one of the Stoics. So when you rise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, and to love. And so I was thinking today just to really bring it back to the basics of using our breath to connect with our body, and also the sensory experience of what it's like to be us, and how breath can really change that very, very quickly. So it has some pretty profound, I guess we'd call them sort of biomechanics or biochemistry that gets activated. And there's two ways that we've done these plenty of times here. The physiological sigh, which goes something like this. So it's an inhale and then a sip. So that sip is really important. It sort of adds that extra expansion of the alveoli in our lungs, and then a long, slow, controlled exhale through the mouth. And this is just a pretty nuts and bolts way of changing our oxygen and carbon dioxide ratios. And you may feel a little bit tingly, a little bit loopy. So ideally, don't be driving while you're doing this, but really, totally normal, totally safe. And uh, if it gets overwhelming, you can just stop. But it's a really safe way of changing that body chemistry. And then box breathing is another way. It's called box breathing because of this pattern. So you inhale for a count of four, you hold, you exhale for a count of four, and then you hold for a count of four. And we'll just do a handful of cycles of each, and then just rest in between. And the invitation is just to really notice what changes for you. How does your experience of self in the moment shift based on just breathing differently? So let's go ahead and start by closing our eyes and just dropping into awareness of breath. Just notice the body breathing on its own. We're not manipulating anything yet. We're not doing anything intentional in terms of our breath. Noticing the depth, the rate of breath, even just an awareness that the body is in fact breathing right now. And then also taking just a really quick cursory inventory of what's it like to be you right now? What does the body feel like? What's the state of the mind right now? Are there any strong sensations in the body, or does it just kind of feel neutral or even numb? Just noticing. We're not trying to change anything. We're just taking stock, just observing. Now let's do a few rounds of the physiological sigh. So again, deep inhale through the nose with a sip, and then a long exhale through the mouth. And I'll guide you. So here we go. So deep inhale, sip, and out. Like the exhale as long as you can, and just relax the body. And then in through the nose, sip, and out. In through the nose, sip, and out. In, in, sip. On the exhale, always trying to relax the belly and the shoulders and the hands. In through the nose. And go ahead and do two more cycles on your own. So I'll mute myself. At the end of this exhale, let the body return to breathing on its own. And just notice, does your body feel different? So where and how? Does the mind feel any different? If so, how? I'm just noticing. And now we'll shift into some box breathing. So again, inhale to a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, out for a count of 4, and hold the exhale for a count of 4. And I can do some counting here. So in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4, and then hold. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to slow it down a bit. In, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and even slower. In, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and see if you can really slowly inhale to the full count. 2, 3, 4, and hold the inhale. 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and even slower. So in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Last one really slowly. So in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and then just let the body breathe at its own rate. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat. Maybe there's a little bit of a tingly sensation in your extremities. It's totally normal. And again, just noticing if and how the body feels different. The mind feels different. Sometimes things feel like they've slowed down a bit. Just keeping your attention on the breath, coming and going. Just remembering that these are both of these techniques are free. You can do them pretty much anywhere, anytime, in bed, in the kitchen, ideally not while driving. As far as I can tell, you can't really overdo them, again, unless you're in a situation like driving or if you feel lightheaded doing it. But other than that, this is a great, pretty instantaneous way of just down regulating an aroused nervous system. And on your next out breath, go ahead and open your eyes. Come on back to the session and see if, even though your eyes are open, you can still maintain an awareness of the body and the mind in the background. Just notice if or how it's changed compared to, say, 16 minutes ago before we started all of this. Yeah, I hope that was useful. We'll stick around for a few more. Have a great weekend, everyone, and I hope to see you on Monday. Thank you.
Thank you, Oli.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Ollie.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Oli.